Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It's finally Friday. We've made it. And even though in Cleveland it's a very rainy Friday, haven't been outside yet, but it looks cold and drab and dreary. Fridays always put me in a good mood. Nothing about Friday is bad in my opinion. I was doing so well this week. I was getting up, I was being productive. And then last night I went to the movies and threw my schedule off a little bit. So I'm running a little bit behind, but it's Friday. So we're going to dwell on that. It's Friday. Happy Friday. So yeah, let's just get into the goal for today. So the goal for today is to be fertile. Okay? Be fertile. And no, ladies, I do not mean go have children. Because I'm pretty sure I've said it before in one of my other videos. I'm not even ready to have kids myself. I would never push that on you blindly, like if you're not ready to have kids. So that's not what I mean. That's not the purpose of this goal. Now, if you are ready to have kids, and to me, ready to have kids is you got a husband, you got a wife, you're ready to have children. If you're ready to have kids, blessings to you. But this is not what this means. So fertile, there is a definition of fertile that talks about having kids and bearing kids, being barren, but it doesn't just mean for women to have kids. Fertile can also be for men. I can describe a man as fertile. Being fertile just means that you are producing, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean children, but just producing. What are the fruits of your labor? Are you actively producing something, or are you laying dormant? Okay. Or are you being barren? And barren pretty much means that you're not producing or you're unable to produce. So today, when we're thinking about being fertile, we want to make sure that we understand, or that we are 100% positive of what we are producing. And is it not only what we're producing, but is it good harvest? Okay. Is it something that can be used down the line, or are we just producing duds? Like, are we just making stuff to make stuff? Kind of the goal that we talked about the other day, which is slipping from my mind, and I'm not going to pause to try to think of it because I'll probably be here forever. But we want to make sure that whatever we're putting out, whatever we are producing, is good fruit. It is good fruit. Have you ever I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in college, my roommate and I, Jade, my friend and I, Jade, she's not just my roommate, she's one of my really good friends. We were living together, and we went to the store, went to Kroger, and we got, we just went grocery shopping. We had food stamps, so God was good to us. But we got an apple, or we got apples, and so I think the next day or the next few days, I was riding the shuttle to school, and I bit into my apple, and it was completely rotten. Like, the core was rotten. On the outside, it looked great. Looked amazing, but the core was rotten. And I remember just how, first of all, I love apples. If you know me, I just love apples. And at that moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't trust to bite into another apple for the rest of my life, because I was nervous because the fruit was awful. It was rotten. And we want to make sure that we are not producing rotten fruit, because every fruit that we produce is not just for us, or it's not just for our immediate family or for our loved ones. We may be producing fruit for people that live, on the other side of the city, or on the other side of the country, or on the other side of the world. And when they receive our fruit, we don't want them to bite into anything that's rotten. Okay? So we want to make sure that we are fertile, actively producing. So we need to make sure that we are on it with whatever. There shouldn't be a day that goes by where you are not actively doing something that is assisting you to get to your goals or to get to your future success. And if there is, or if that's the case where you are actively doing that every day, then you should start to see the fruits of your labor. The fruits of your labor may not come every day, but they'll come. You'll see them, as they start to prosper. You'll see, as a result of me doing this, look what just happened. It doesn't have to be big. It could be something small. For me, one of the biggest fruits of my labor right now is my house. As a result of me praying and being obedient to God, because that's something that I was actively doing through me, God produced, the finances and the ability to be able to not only buy a house, but take care of a house. So you'll be able to see the fruits of your labor, and you don't want your fruits to be rotten. Okay. So make sure that you are putting enough time and enough energy into producing your fruit. Okay. And your fruit might take you 3 years to make. Okay. But you don't want to pull anything when it's ripe, because that's just going to be disgusting. And you also don't want to hold off on things either, because that's just going to make it rotten. So don't you send out no rotten apples into the world, because that literally scarred me, eating that rotten apple. So yes, we are not producing any rotten fruit. Hashtag no rotten fruit. So yes, that is the goal for today, is to be fertile. Be fertile. All right. And I hope everyone has a great Friday. Make the most of this Friday. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.